Welcome to the Business Blast Podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Wagner. This episode is brought to you by Authors Unite. Authors Unite provides you with the support you need to finish your book. Best part is, after you finish your book, they take care of the entire publishing and marketing process 100% for you. So, if you want to become a successful author, make sure to check out authorsunite.com. Now, let's jump into the episode.
All right, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Business Blast Podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Wagner. Today, I have Elaine Godley with us. She is the former CEO and Chief Operating Officer with multi-million and budget responsibility and a staff team of over 200. She's a serial entrepreneur, health radio host, published author, and public speaker. So welcome to the show.
Thank you, Tyler. Lovely to be on here.
Of course. Lovely to have you here. Let's dive into the first one. The first one I got for you is, what is the best story from your life that has an underlying valuable message?
It's about walking your talk, be authentic. And so often, in fact, today I've had quite an unpleasant incident where somebody kind of called me out for saying one thing and potentially doing another. So it's about, don't say one thing, do another. Always be authentic. Do what you say kind of on the tin sort of thing. So whether you're managing yourself, if you're a solopreneur, whether you've got a couple of people in your business, whether you've got a whole team, don't say one thing and do another, but make sure the perception from the outside looking in is authentic. Because, as I say, I've been kind of dubbed a fake today, which is really quite hurtful. That's not the case whatsoever, but it's the perception that other people have seen. So it's not just walking your talk for yourself, but it's also making sure the perception on the outside world is authentic.
And what is the most valuable piece of information we should know that's within your expertise or industry?
Listening to yourself, really, listening to your own body. And very often you have a gut feeling, you wish you'd done this, you should have listened to your intuition, that kind of thing. And how many times do we all kind of think, oh, damn, if I'd only had listened to, my first reaction was X, Y, Z, but I did A, B, C instead. And as I say, whether you're managing a team, so when I've been managing, huge, big teams, if I've thought somebody was, kind of off-piste, and I've thought, give them a second chance, which, everybody's entitled to. And then I've gone, oh, damn, I should have listened to my intuition. So listen to your feeling.
And what is your best piece of overall business advice, so not necessarily industry specific?
Be yourself. Doesn't matter what industry you're in, whether you're selling widgets, selling services, do what's right for you. So I've crossed a variety of different industries over a 40-year career in business, and wherever I have kind of laid my hat sort of thing, I've learned to be myself. So don't try and shoehorn yourself into somebody else's rules and guidebook. Be yourself.
And if you could give your younger self one piece of advice, what would that be?
What I just said, really. Follow your intuition, be yourself, be authentic, keep your own morals and values to the highest you possibly can at all times, and don't stoop down to other people's morals and values, providing you are adhering to your own rule book kind of thing. I think that's pretty good sound advice, and has stood me in good stead sometimes when I haven't listened to it, and then I've gone, ouch.
And in your opinion, what is the key to happiness?
More of the same. Being healthy is a key thing. A lot of business owners strive for perfection, strive for bigger, better, bigger car, bigger business, more staff, more turnover. But actually, if you don't have your health, you don't have a business. So I've learned over the years to follow my own health path. I've had cancer 4 times. I know what it takes to get your health back on track. I know what it's like to lose your health. but I also know what it's like to be really successful and also to fail. But the two go hand in hand. If you don't have your health, you don't have a business. End of, period.
And what is the best book that you've read, and what was the number one thing you learned from that?
Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. I read this years and years ago, and I studied under Bob Proctor, and I still dip in and out of that book. Also, Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. Those two are kind of equal on my library, and I've bought many copies over the years and given them away to people. There's really sound advice in both of those books.
And what is your favorite quote and why?
My favorite quote, I think Eleanor Roosevelt, nobody can make you feel inferior without your consent.
I like that one. Thank you so much for coming on. The last one I have for you before we let you go is, where is the best place for people to find you online?
www.perfect-health.co.uk.
Perfect. Thanks again.
Marvelous. Thank you, Tyler.
The podcast you just heard was made using Anchor. Ever thought about making your own podcast? Anchor makes it really easy for anyone to get started. It's a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing podcasts. Best of all, it's 100% free. Sign up now at anchor.fm/new. That's anchor.fm/new to get started.